God didn't make Solomon rich because he mastered hustle culture or worked harder than everyone else. He made him rich because he chose something most billionaires today completely ignore. Have you ever really wondered why God made Solomon the wealthiest man on earth? His fortune didn't come from a billionaire blueprint, a killer business strategy, or a masterclass in investing. What if the real secret wasn't a business plan at all, but a specific alignment of the heart? Think about your life for a second. You're working long hours, studying the latest money tactics, hustling for every extra dollar, yet month after month that familiar stress keeps creeping in. You check your bank app before bed. You sit there in the dark, screen glowing, heart heavy, asking that same quiet question. Why does money obey everyone else but not me? You feel that knot. Am I doing something wrong? Maybe you've prayed and felt like God is quiet about your finances. Maybe friends told you to be more strategic, to leverage a side hustle or a new investment. But those moves still leave you feeling empty, anxious, or wondering if your faith even matters in the marketplace. You are not alone. So many of us treat money like a math problem to solve, not a soul issue to steward. We chase tactics and formulas and forget to ask, what is God shaping in me as He shapes my provision? Solomon's story completely flips the script. The Bible tells us God offered the young king anything he wanted: power, long life, revenge, riches. And Solomon asked for wisdom to lead his people well. God didn't scold him for not asking for riches. Instead, God honored the heart that chose discernment and then gave the rest as an overflow. Wisdom came first, and unprecedented wealth followed as a byproduct. This is a kingdom pattern, not a success hack. God never rewards hustle alone. He honors alignment first. God's favor often follows a heart submitted to His priorities. Wealth wasn't the primary aim. It was a reward for a life that chose wisdom, justice, and humility. In practice, that looks like making decisions guided by discernment, refusing shortcuts that compromise your character, and stewarding what you have as if it belongs to someone greater than you. Strategy matters. Don't get me wrong, but strategy without soul tends to crumble, and success without character often collapses under its own weight. So why did Solomon get rich? Not because he was the smartest strategist or the best networker. He became a vessel God could trust to hold much, because he asked for the one thing that would help him steward more: wisdom. Notice what God didn't praise: raw ambition. He praised obedience, humility, and discernment. Listen to this pivotal verse. God said to him, "Since you have asked for this and not asked for long life or wealth for yourself, nor have asked for the life of your enemies but for discernment in administering justice, I will do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart. Moreover, I will also give you what you have not asked for, both wealth and honor." 1 Kings 3:11-13 paraphrased. Put simply, Solomon asked for the wisdom to serve rightly. God gave wisdom, and then added wealth and honor as a bonus. The pattern is clear. When our primary request is to serve rightly, God's blessings often come as a surprising addition. This isn't transactional, ask for wisdom, get rich, but it reveals a consistent divine logic: character first, lasting fruit later. Imagine this moment. A young king, terrified and overwhelmed, stands at the crossroads of power. He could have asked for instant success, easy victories, a long life, or the end of his rivals. Instead, he humbly says, "I don't know how to lead. Give me wisdom." That small, vulnerable request changes everything. He goes from insecurity to clarity. The kingdom begins to function. The nation prospers, not because Solomon chased wealth, but because he chose to be wise with the authority he already had. Now bring that into your kitchen, your car, your cubicle. What would happen if your first prayer was not, "God, make me rich," but "God, make me wise"? Wise about money, wise about relationships, wise about priorities. What if you asked for patience to steward what you already have, courage to quit a shameful pattern, or humility to learn from a mentor? This is not a promise of instant riches, but it is a promise that your decisions will begin to line up with deeper fruit: peace, sustainable provision, and purpose. Think of a calm lake. When the water is still, you can see clearly. Wisdom stills the frantic waves of fear and greed. From that clarity, better choices emerge. Investments that don't steal your soul, jobs that align with your calling, generosity that doesn't bankrupt you but builds community. Solomon's treasure chest wasn't merely gold, it was a life oriented toward the right things. That orientation produced wealth, but more importantly, it produced a life that could handle wealth without being crushed by it. When the heart is calm, money becomes a tool, not a tyrant. Start with a tiny prayer. If you're worried about money tonight, simply pray, God, give me wisdom about this specific situation. Then list one decision you can make tomorrow that reflects wisdom: a budget tweak, a conversation, delaying a non-essential purchase. Conduct a short wisdom audit. Look back at your finances for 1 month. Where did fear drive your money choices? Where did hope or faith guide them? Awareness builds the path to change. Give something small away. Generosity rewires our hearts faster than any financial spreadsheet. It moves us from a mindset of scarcity to one of stewardship. Seek counsel. Solomon's wisdom was supported by God and by learning. Talk with a trusted mentor, pastor, or financially wise friend before you make big moves. Wisdom delights in community. Smart money starts with a submitted heart. I want to tell you about a woman I know. Call her Anna. Anna had debt, 2 kids, and a job that barely stretched her. She was tired of get-rich-quick gurus and vague prayer slogans. One night, frustrated, she prayed, God, give me wisdom to raise my children and to use what I have well. The next week, she reached out to a church small group and learned basic budgeting. 6 months later, she had an emergency fund and a clear plan to pay off one debt. 2 years later, she ran a small side business that covered family vacations. Did God grant her a mansion? No. But what she gained was steadiness, confidence, and the freedom to say no to toxic hustle. That steadiness changed how she felt about money, and that change rippled into her children's lives, giving them a legacy of peace. If this message hit you, if you felt the tug between chasing tactics and building character, do 3 things right now. 1. Hit subscribe for short, powerful videos that connect faith to real-world finances. We post weekly. 2. Type alignment in the comments if you're choosing wisdom over hustle. What's one money decision you'll ask God for wisdom about this week? I'll read and pray over a few of them. 3. Share this with a friend who needs permission to choose character over the pressure to hustle. Let's build a community that values wisdom over quick fixes and stewardship over showmanship. Kingdom wealth isn't about getting rich fast. It's about becoming people who can hold a blessing without breaking. Remember, God didn't make Solomon rich because he mastered a strategy. He used Solomon's humble heart to produce something that strategy alone couldn't: a wise, honorable life that could steward blessing. Ask for wisdom. Let the rest follow.